Welcome or welcome back. This is Pairs World Knitting. I'm Jennifer, and this is a knitting podcast all about knitting, yarn adventures, and travel. We are heavily focusing on the knitting and the adventure and the travel today because we are packing up for a 1-month adventure to an island just outside of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. So excited. I've got all of the items ready to be toted away with me so I can get all of my best spinning, knitting, and hand dyeing on. Get comfy, get cozy, and we will bounce right in. I have been thrilled with curating all of the items that I've wanted to bring with me to have a bit of a plan for the month of making well away on this remote island off of Nova Scotia. I'm looking at all of the items beside me in yarn form, fiber form, and I'm just thrilled and I'm so ready to dive in and get down and dirty with all of it. I do have a surplus of things, of course, that I'm going to be bringing that I may not even get started nor finish well away, and that's totally fine because when I'm away, I really want to work on things with my hands that I'm feeling a delight in or I'm pulled to that day. So instead of bringing just one project and trying to hammer out one thing, I want to find absolute joy in what I have working in my hands at the moment. So to me, that is a rainbow of items that when I'm feeling a certain way, I can work on one item or the next. So as I've already disclosed, I do have knitting, I have spinning, and I'm going to be adventuring in some natural dyeing, which will be my first time ever. So I'm really thrilled. All of the items today are coming from Stash, except for very select few items that I'm going to show at the end that I'm going to gift to my friend who I'm staying with. Some of the items you will have seen before and some perhaps not. So we're going to get down and I'm going to share my knitting, spinning, and dyeing plans with you for the month of August. My first project is a very responsible project that I've started, so I'm going to be finishing. This is a Vibe Scarf, a free pattern where if you subscribe to the designer, you get the pattern that comes in your inbox for free. This is by Indie Bloomst. I'll put everything in the link, the links and the information below in the show notes. I'm using a beautiful, very local to me yarn from Twin Oaks Farm by Laura Sharp. These are beautiful yarns that she creates and gets milled very locally to her, 20 minutes away. I'm holding this 2 strands held double of her sock yarn. This is her 70% wool, 30% mohair 3-ply sock, and it's stunning. That is the first thing that is going to be joining me in my carry-on baggage to the island. Second is a newer cast on that I've been working on, and I am just finding so much joy in this. This is the Diamond Jumper. I'm trying to show it in a better way, maybe this way, by Anne Ventzel. I've just finished off the short tee. If you haven't seen that video already, check it out because I go on with details about her knitting pattern style and her beautiful design work. So inspired, of course, by that project that I was able to finish and feel like such a champion of knitting. This is another design of hers that I'm working on. This is a top-down sweater with a beautiful diamond motif cable work. Very simple, no cable needle needed, and raglan sweater. Very simple. In that, once you get the pattern motif down, the little cabling, you're sorted to good to go. I'm using the yarn Gilliatt by Natura. Beautiful yarn. So I'm going to be taking a bunch of these guys to work on the sweater. And if I finish, I finish. If I don't, totally fine. In more knitting world with me now, these are things I have not started that I've been pumping the brakes to cast on with. I have some options that I put out some information on Instagram with a poll as to what I should do. I'm considering taking either the Troll yarn by Hillesvag, which is I would say more to the bulky, more heavy Aran weight yarn. This I picked up when I was at the mill in Hillesvag. fabulous. That was last summer. I also am considering bringing their Norsk Villsau, which is a beautiful, very rustic yarn in this beautiful green colorway that I've picked up at the mill in the same visit to Hillesvag. And two very different plants, I should say two similar plants, but the gauges are quite different. This troll yarn, I'm looking at My Favorite Things Knitwear sweater number, I think it's 18, sweater number 18, a very simple looking construction. I think knitting would be easy too by the looks of things. But again, I think because the designer is so fabulous and so well versed in aesthetic and construction, has really lovely details to create just a gorgeous shape of garment on the body. So this I think will be my number one new cast on is sweater number 12 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I am considering as a backup bringing this Norsk Villsau. This is a bit of a lighter gauge, and for that I was looking at the Sailor Gansey. That will be all in the show notes as well about the pattern and the yarn pairings for this. Somewhat similar in aesthetic if you could, but makeup is very different. This is a rounded yoke, the Sailor Gansey, with it almost looks like a bobble stitch. For sweater number 18, we're looking at more knit purl stitches that are done to create different textured motif. So either or, I want to knit everything, but I think I have to choose between one or the other because you're going to be seeing a lot of other things that I'm bringing. The next yarn option that I'm considering bringing is this stunner that I picked up at a show here that I went to. I think it was the Hamilton Fibre Forge. It was. This is by a newer shepherdess here in Ontario, Fiona Perrin, from Escarpment Fibres, and this is just stunning yarn. I wish you could touch it. I've showcased it here on the channel before after I picked it up in Hamilton. It's a Romney BFL mix in worsted weight, and I'm also, depending on, I think I can be a little more creative with sizing and sub in either one of these for the Sailor Gansey. This is a much lighter gauge. I shouldn't say much, almost similar, but I think it's going to be, just because it's a single ply, it will knit up in a different way, and I think I will hold it on a smaller needle, if that makes sense, than the Norsk Villsau. So either one of these, but I don't want to work on two cream sweaters, if that makes sense. I want one color and one not. So that's in the run. I'm actually packing within hours because I'm leaving tomorrow. So you think I just should have this organized already, but you know, that's what I do. I really do well with last minute push and the pressure. The next combination of yarn that I'm considering bringing is this. These are 2 plates of unspun yarn that I got from the Knit City show that I went to in Montreal this year. These are from La Bobineuse, and they are a 5-stranded plate in beautiful, like, you know, kind of a raspberry and a mustard. My vision with this is no pattern. I was thinking of doing a very sporty rugby striped sweater. I think it could be super cute. I'm thinking, you know, same color combination of cuff, hem, and sleeve ribbing, and then thick stripes as you go down the body and the sleeves of a kind of looser, very simple stockinette stitch sweater. Again, I don't have a pattern in mind because I have a very specific vision in my head of what I'm wanting. I'm thinking of having like the back knit, perhaps trapezoid shape to bring up the back, cast on at the shoulder line, join in the front and then in the round, and then picking up the sleeve is what I'm imagining I'm going to do eventually with this. I am debating bringing it or not. I might have enough knitting, but this excites me, and I've had this idea in my head since I picked up the yarn. that's an option. That is almost the last knitting thing. One more last knitting thing, because it's just super small, is emergency yarn. This is unspun yarn. This is leftover Plotulopi by Istex. And this I was going to hold double for some fingerless mitts. I may do just one of my favorite fingerless mitt pattern options to bring me into fall. This is leftover yarn from the video you just saw probably last week with the Wild Posy by Melody Hoffman sweater that I just completed. So this is just a leftover unspun from that to create little fingerless mitts. I adore the color. I love this yarn. So I think that's going to be like a nice little option as an in-case kind of yarn. What I'm bringing for fiber, I am bringing from the spinning seminar, sorry, bag noises, that I attended in Waterloo this year, just in June. They have a baggy challenge. So what they do is, I will show you in more detail if and when I get to this. They provide a bunch of different fibers to the spinners that attend the seminar each year. You bring home the sample baggie or the baggie challenge options that you chose, and you spin it up. You create a thing, so you can knit, you can crochet, you can do whatever, and you bring it back to the seminar in the next year for people to check out, and you can always submit it into a contest, which I think is just so gorgeous and has such a nice cyclical idea from year to year as well, and that connection, of course, with other fiber artists that are involved. So I'm going to bring the baggie challenge along with some fiber that I got from that seminar and possibly pair it together, but I'm only going to be working with a drop spindle. So I will show you my other fiber that I'm bringing up, but keeping in mind that I'm only bringing my drop spindle. I have some very neon yellow merino wool. This is from the Olive Sparrow, and I'm just going to continue working up a 1 ply for now of spun neon yellow merino yarn. I'll make it into a 2 ply and I'll drop, but like, hello, look how much better my spinning has gotten. I'm so thrilled. So that's coming with me along with this guy. As well as spinning, I am bringing this. This I picked up from 2 years ago. I think it was my very first Ontario spinning seminar. And it is a mix of, I forget the breed. I should know this as a wannabe spinner, but I know there's a mohair in it. I see the face of the shepherdess. I will include in the notes, of course, down below. It's not Fiona. It's Allison something. I'll include it, but it's just stunning. It's got like different color blips in it. So I'm bringing this huge for me and baggie to spin up by hand. A super emergency, I'm bringing this fiber. This came from a workshop that I attended at the Ontario Spinning Seminar by Mapi Creations. It has stellina. It's dyed up in this ridiculous popsicle, amazing color. So that's going to come with me. The last things that I'm going to show, yes, are the gifts that I'm going to give my friend who will be hosting me. So I have matching wool for both of us, very Canadiana. You may have seen this on the channel before. This is Custom Woolen Mills 2 ply, 3 ply, 2 ply. I picked this up from Yarns Untangled in Toronto. Super rustic. I've used this exact yarn, but different colorway for a shawl I did. It was by Natasha Hornby. What was the shawl? I can't remember. It was a cable shawl, and I adore it. Very good structure, very good stitch definition, but rustic, like quite itchy. I figured I was going to give one to my friend, and I will keep one, and then we can dye if we want, or just make a thing, knit up a thing. So this is going to be gifted, and that is a new acquisition. And then I have these little cute things, 3 little bips of fiber. This I also bought from Yarns Untangled in Toronto by the Fibre Imp. And we're going to spin this up or dye it. And it is all different breeds. So we have Teeswater. I don't even know what kinds of sheep these guys are. A Swalldale. And then we have Welsh. They're all in 1 ounce or 30 gram bats, or it looks like a roll egg perhaps. Oh, I've got fiber all over me, but they're very unique and different. If you can even see the different like structure of the fibers, the little guard hairs. Pretty excited. Kind of want to keep it for myself, but this will be a beautiful gift for my friend and host. That is what I'm bringing with me on the adventure. I think that wraps it up. I have a sea of wool and gorgeous fiber beside me. As I'm spending my last evening here in Toronto before flying out to Nova Scotia and rushing to edit the video because I will not have internet the way I do here in the city on an island, I discovered that the last chunk of my video is not there. So my apologies, but I will wrap up as I always do. Everything that was talked about today in the world of fiber and nitty goodness will be included in the show notes below, so you can always click on those to get a little more information. If you are feeling that you've enjoyed the episode, I very much invite you to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're feeling ever more, there's a Ko-Fi link below, as well as pattern links to some of my designs. Thank you very much for that. I wish you the absolute best joy in your knitting, be it summer knit, fall knit, wherever you are, travel knit, or at home. Until next time, take care.